Hey everyone, Adam here. This is the first set of 2 that I played against the Ghost 9-ball on Friday, November 1st. Real quick rules on how to play against the Ghost. I get every break because the Ghost can't break because the Ghost doesn't exist. And then I get to take ball in hand after the break no matter what happens, if I scratch or if I make a ball or whatever. If the 9-ball goes in and I do not scratch, it is a win. If the 9-ball goes in and I scratch, I spot the 9-ball, I take ball in hand and go from there. If I run out or I play a regular game of 9-ball or hit the lowest number ball first and make the 9, I get 1 point. If I do not, if I miss or scratch or anything like that, that I don't run out, then the Ghost wins and gets 1 point. It is a race to 7, as you'll see here, and let's just jump over the table and get this started. Yeah, you'll see I'm holding up fingers to show that I am playing a race to 7. I decided to do that after one of the last videos, just so I'm not hiding anything and making sure that I'm really doing what I'm saying I'm doing, as opposed to saying, oh, I'm going to do a race to 7 and then win 5-3 and then not feel very good about it and just post it right there saying I won to 5-0 or 5-3 or whatever. Anyway, let's get going here. First rack, everything looks pretty well laid out. Like 1 to the 2, the 2 goes up on the side. I want to just drift over for the 3. 4 goes 5 to the 6. I mean, there's really not a whole lot that's a problem. The issue is getting a good angle on this 2-ball, and what I probably should have done is look to play the cue ball 2 rails out and just gotten a straight angle on it all the way up in the corner. There's much more room for error there. As it is now, I'm on this weird angle where when the 2 goes here, the cue ball is naturally floating this way, which I don't want. It does not go past 8 over here. So what I want to do is kind of like a drag shot or hold it. Instead, I put way too much into it. I got really lucky that I bumped off the 3 into almost a straight position. I'm a little bit to the other side of the pocket line. So if the pocket line's here, I'm a little bit to this side, to the left side of it. So I can play just a little bit of stun follow over to the rail. Now this, I've seen a lot of people play this ball this way. Well, maybe not with that, and get stuck behind the 8-ball here. So what I want to do is I want to play it this way and make the 8s go between the 5 and the 8 so the 8 doesn't even come into play and I don't have a chance to get snookered behind it. Just pretty much like that. I want kind of the same angle I have right now for the 6. I'm just going to bounce out around 1 rail a little bit. Didn't really get enough. I didn't have as much of an angle on the 5 as I would have liked. Not sure if I like what I'm going to do here, if I remember what I did. This was last night, maybe. Yeah, I just stopped it to take the shot up here. The problem is that there's pockets in the way and there's all sorts of stuff going on, so I need to try to get back on the 9 somehow. I think if I just pop it over here and out. Yeah, just like that. That was mostly draw with a touch of left, just to kind of cut the angle off. And then just take a tougher shot on the 9 because I didn't really get great on the 6 to get to the 8. 9 in the lower left, I'm going to wrap it 2 rails around the lower right corner. And that way when I do that, you'll notice there's no chance of scratching at all. It's hitting like the second diamond on the left rail, and I'm up 1-0. I left a little bit more on my warm-up strokes in the break. I'm doing 3 or 4 depending on how I feel. Hitting the 1-ball as solid as I can, but I lost the cue ball there, which is no big deal because we're not playing. We're playing ball in hand off the break. The issue here is to get on the 3 from the 2-ball. Actually, it's really to get from the 1 to the 2 to the 3. The 6 is kind of in the way to do like this and leave it for the 2 in the lower left. So I'm going to play basically where I'm looking right now, I'm going to play this 2, maybe even off the 3rd rail down here to play the 2 in the side and then float up for the 3. and I didn't quite get there. I would have liked to be kind of hoping it moves down. I'm on the rail. I would have liked to be down here more so that I can just float straight over for the 3. Now I have to play this 3 rails around. So the 2 balls going here, cue ball's going to go here, 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 and up in some sort of pattern like that. Doing this with the short cue on the rail, having to put a little bit of right spin on it to get that angle to open up. Not the greatest combination of things you want in a shot, but I'll take it. I actually went a little bit too far, but after it bounces off this rail, it's perfect. I would have realistically liked to be around here, so I can just bounce one rail and out, but this is fine. I can just do the same thing. Just draw back a little bit and get the 4. And then here's the importance of the pocket line and your shot lines, which I'm not taking much time for. I want to be on this side of the pocket line. I'll leave this marks on the screen to see where I end up. Actually, I got there pretty good because the pocket line will extend down to here because I want to be able to bounce off one rail and this way to the 6. Would have liked a little bit more, actually, like up here would have been really good because then I can just play straight top. Now I have to do kind of top and a little bit of like a force follow, whatever that's called. I did that. Then from here I should be able to go one rail over here. I think the angle's pretty steep. So actually now I'm looking at it, I may have to go, yeah, if this is going this way, I may have to go 2 rails down below with some low left here. And that's what I did. I just need to miss the side pocket. Speed on this is just really good. And we are up 2-0. And yes, it is jeans and light hoodie season. Of course, it was 80 earlier this week. It's 35 today, so great. Yay, Wisconsin. I'm up 2-0 breaking. Getting pretty decent results on the break. The corner ball almost always goes in on my table. Now the issue here is that getting from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 is tough. Like the 3 goes from a big angle anywhere in here, but to get on the 2, I can't. I would have to be almost perfect to get on the 2 to then play it, draw behind the 6. And if I hit the 6 at all, I'm in a lot of trouble, and that's a really hard angle to get on. So I'm thinking about how to do this, get on the 2 and not have to worry. And I decided, because I have ball in hand, I can take the combination. The 1 ball is going to stay right around here. The cue ball will stay right around here. And then I can have the 1 and I can play out for the 2 a lot easier. Would not recommend this under any situation other than ball in hand, but since you do have ball in hand, that's really the best time to set up something like this. Just got to make sure you don't hit it too hard so the 1 gets out of the way, so or gets behind the 8 or anything. So I'm perfect here. I can just spin 2 rails out, head towards the 2. The rest of this is pretty open. I should be in a good spot as long as I get away from the 6 and get on the 5. But if you see from this angle, I would have really had a tough time getting back to the 3. I could have left the cue ball like here and played a tough cut. Problem here is that I need to get back on the 5. And I don't think I like what I'm looking at here. I basically have to float this down and play it like a rolling ball, slow rolling ball, and I don't like those shots at all. Something I should definitely practice, but I much rather hit a ball firmer than do this, and there's a lot of reasons why, and that's one of them, is it's a lot easier to miss. I have a goofy look on my face, don't know what I did. Gave the ghost a point is what I did, and it's 2-1. But yeah, I would have much rather shot that a different way and taken the 5 in a different pocket, I think. After I just said the corner ball almost always goes in on the break, it did not go in this time. So here the obvious issues are the 4 and 8 here, and to a bigger extent the 7-9. The 4 does not go past the 8 down here. It does not go anywhere right now. And even ball in hand, I don't think I can make it. I don't know if it goes past here, but trying to land on that window would be really tough. So I'm looking at angles that I can get on different balls to be able to knock it out of there. I kind of thought maybe going around 2 rails off the 1 and into it, but that could not leave me, it could leave me no shot on the 2. So I decided not to do it, and I was looking at the angle on the 3 to play 3 in the side and then follow the cue ball into it. So see what kind of angle we can get here. The angle from the 1 to the 2 is pretty good. It turns out if I would have kept going, I probably would have gone right into this and maybe had a shot on the 2 still. But I kind of like this a little bit better. Just it's a safer. Now I'm a little off here. I can't go directly into here. I don't have enough. I actually have to go to this side of the 7 and 9 with, let's see, that would be at this point right spin and then spin it into here. Very, very low percentage shot. Easy enough to make, hard enough to get the, when the cue ball is coming off this hot, off this bottom rail, it's going to fly into here and who knows what's going to happen. It could hit the 8, it could hit the 4, I could get stuck behind the 8, it could split them both and send them both in bad directions. There's just a lot of things. It could send the 4 like straight up the table here towards the 5 and not leave me a shot. But there's nothing really else to do. I can't go here and then follow it down here because the side pocket is huge. I probably won't scratch, but I'll probably hit the point and pop out. So here I'm going to the left side. A lot of right spin, get it to the bottom rail and out. And I get just about as good as you could hope for on that. Hitting the 4 solid, bumping it out of there, not getting stuck on anything, and getting a shot. So here I'm looking at the angle of making the 4 here and just sending the cue ball down into the 7. Because I should still have a shot on the 5. I could scratch off either side of the 7, but I just kind of want to hit it so I can maybe bump it, knock these 2 apart, then get the rack out of there, and then have a shot and go. It's not a natural angle. I have to manipulate it just a little bit. But as you can see here, it's just enough that I just, by half a ball's width, missed clipping the 9. And actually, if I would have clipped the 9 on the way up, that would have been good. The 9 would have gone a little bit this way, cue ball would have gone this way, and I think it would have opened up the 7 to go down here. As it is, now I don't have a way to get back into the 7-9 off the 5. I have to go somewhere in here to play like basically a straight pool break shot. So here it's bottom, maybe a touch of left. Wanted to bounce off that second railing out, but this angle is fine because I can just play straight topspin, play the 6 in the corner, the cue ball is going to go into here, and then I hope I have a shot. This is the problem with running into balls that are your next shot, is you don't know what's going to happen. Now, this looks like it's going to line up really nice, except for the 9 ball came up. Now, I looked at this for a while. If the cue ball was here, I would bank this 7 this way, and I could draw the cue ball out and not worry about the double kiss. But since I'm so close to the rail, I think if I do that, the cue ball is going to go forward and kiss into the 7 as it comes back this way. I have no real other shot than just to try the combo, and as you can see here, it's not anywhere near straight on. I have to cut the 7 quite a bit into the 9. And I actually got it high of the pocket, almost made the 7 on the way back, but didn't. And we are riding the struggle bus from Halloween. If you don't know what that means, watch the second video. So the Ghost and I are tied 2-2. This is an interesting rack here. The 4 ball does go in this side and this corner, but to get from the 3 to the 4, I guess that isn't so bad. But the 2 doesn't have a pocket either. So I need to either be here to play the 2 in this side or here to play the 2 in this side. And I figured if I'm going here, I could bump into the 4 if I aim it right. use that as a stopper for the 2, and then maybe then knock the 4 into a better spot. Looking back at this, I'm not a fan, because the 4 goes in enough places that I shouldn't need to move it. And to get from the 4 to the 5 to the 6 to the 7 and the 9 is all easy. To get from the 3 to the 4, I could be where I could play a stop shot on the 2, or stop shot on the 2, play the 3 in the side and just come off and come back here. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, as it is, I played it about as perfectly as you could play it, but I'm not, I don't know what I've been struggling the last few weeks. My last video, I said I was sick for about 6 weeks, still not necessarily back to my normal 67.5% or whatever I normally am. Not really an excuse, but I'm finding I'm losing focus at times. And I made a point on this set specifically, on this one and the next one, spoiler alert, there's a second set for tonight, that I would take a little bit more time on decisions and make sure that I was dialed in. And that's what I'm doing here. I don't really have a way to get good on the 3, so I'm trying to draw past the 7. I hit the 7, but I still come out a little bit, and I still have enough angle now to make it in the side and just bounce out one rail back here for the 4. I did get kind of lucky there. But I knew it was going to be hard to get snookered behind the 7. I just was worried that I was going to put the 7 in a bad spot. Now here I underhit this a little bit because I wanted it to come off the rail and out. So I'm shooting off the rail again, but I can follow this. I'm going to play the 4 in the side here, or in the corner here. Come out one rail, and somewhere, anywhere in this like big, huge area for the 5 is good because the 6 is right in front of the pocket. Now here I'm thinking of things like, how do I get from the 6 to the 7, because I don't want to be straight in. So if I played a stop shot in the 5, not only would I be straight on the 6, I might be over the 9 a little bit. So I'm actually looking at drawing, I could follow it up more, like get your big head out of the way, like up to here, but then I'm still pretty straight on the 6. So without really thinking this through, I decided to play it and draw back for the 6, which is fine, but I'm at an angle right now where I have to go into the 7. There's no real way to miss the 7. I could maybe try to stun it up, but I think the cue ball is going all the way up here at the speed that I have to hit this at. So I decided to go, you can tell I'm looking at this a couple different ways. I decided to go right into the 7 here. Not ideal by any means. Ideally, you could go through a whole rack without hitting balls, and I've done it twice in this rack. And here I got weird. Easiest shot is up here, but the side pocket's big, and I don't want to be stuck like over here on a tougher shot in the 9. The harder shot is up here, but then it naturally floats over here for the 9. So that's what I'm going to take. This one has almost no scratch possibility as long as I don't hit it super bad. Did come off the rail a little bit, but because I played at a pocket speed, pocket accepted it. Didn't get anywhere near the side pocket for the one rail out, and I have a good shot on the 9 here. There we are. I take the lead again. I'm at 3-2. Again, playing to 7. Let's see what questions come up. Table is 8-foot Brunswick Glenwood, but I've had it modified to have 4.5-inch pockets and diamond rubber. So other than it being an 8-foot table, it is the closest thing to a 7-foot diamond you can get without it being an actual diamond. The bed is obviously cut differently and things like that, but it is as close to that as possible. Simona State 60 HR. It's a cool black and tan, black diamonds. So back to the rack. I basically give myself ball in hand on the same exact angle I was on, but I just put it closer because I can, because it's ball in hand. Here, the key shot is going to be from the 3 to the 5. Ideally, I'd like to be like here or further down on the 3 to be able to get up for the 5. Instead, I didn't look at the angle on the 2, which is something I've been doing more, trying to do more, is look at the next angle that I need rather than just the first angle and just go, just get anywhere in this area. And now I'm looking at where I can get. I can't draw anywhere further straight back than where I am because it's going right in the side pocket. I can't cheat the pocket and go forward. I can't cheat the pocket, go back. So I basically have to just play to here. And now I'm hoping I can get around the table 3 rails, around the 7, here, here, and here, which actually I don't even know if I can do that. I don't think I can make it past. The cut on this is more severe than it looks. I can't follow this past the 7, so now I have to try to draw it like here and out, or here, here and up. Yeah, this is a mess. I don't like anything of it. I tried to go up and around and hit the 7, and actually if I would have hit the 7 a little thinner, it would have worked really well. The only good thing here is that I set up the 7 and the 9. Now if I was playing a person, I would go off this side of the 5, send the 5 to this rail, come around 2 rails, 3 rails behind this, or at least attempt to. But since I'm playing the ghost and it's either win or lose, I'm going to play the 5 back to this corner. I apologize in advance for standing right in front of the corner, but the ball does go in, and I get really good on the 6, and all I have to do is stop it right there because the 7-9 is close enough to being able to go in. I'm shaking my head because I should have never been in this situation at all. The 1-2-3 was not played in a 1-2-3 manner. I should have played that much differently. I don't like how my arm came up after that, but it stopped where I wanted to, and 7-9 combo is as good as in. Hopefully not famous last words. But I took my time. I didn't one-stroke the 9 like I do a lot of the times, or I did a lot of the times. I should say I'm not doing that anymore. Fingers crossed, like this. And we're up 4-2. Another 2-game lead. Lost the cue ball. I tend to lose the cue ball to this side, my right, our left, or if I'm this side. when I break, if I don't hit it exactly head on, but when I do that, the 1 goes in the pocket a lot. So let's look at this mess. I'm on the 2 ball, and the next ball is the 4 ball. And the 4 ball doesn't have a pocket, nor does it have a way to get in there to make like a 4-8 or 4-9 combo. In a regular match against a person, I would play safe here. Wouldn't even try to go after the 4, but we're playing the ghost and you can't miss. So I'm going to go basically not even 1 rail. I'm aiming this to go directly into something. I can hit the 9 and maybe get the 4. I can hit the 9 into the 4 and maybe get it out of the way. Ideally, I could hit the 4. But it's hard to choose an exact spot, but I got really good on it. Not only did I hit the 4, I spun it in a way that the 8 got out of the way. I have a good shot on the 4. The problem here is I'm a little straight, and the 5 is way up table, so I need to spin this with upper right, 1, 2, and out, as much angle as I can get. And we're going to see here what... Yeah, I hit it. I needed to cheat the pocket. I hit it center pocket. And because I did, it hit this point and went out here. So now I can barely see enough to hit the 5. So I'm kind of spinning it with left spin around and hoping I get it. This is a, I don't know, 5% shot, 10% shot. I felt it was too far away to jump, because trying to jump over the 6 and have it land and hit the 5 without jumping the cue ball off the table is really tough. So I just decided to kind of spin this around. Maybe I can see enough of this ball. Oh, I did spin it, but yeah, I hit it barely enough of it. Not enough to make it. Not enough to make anything, and the ghost is now catching back up at 4-3. Kind of a shame because I played such a great shot on breaking that 4 ball out, but that's the way pool goes sometimes. That would be my ideal break if I had one. Pop the cue ball right in the middle of the table. Make at least 1 ball. Now here the key is going to be from the 5 to the 6. 5 is up here, 6 is down here. I need to get an angle either down this way or down this way to get on the 6. Looking at it, if I play like a stop shot on the 4 and I leave the cue ball here, I have a couple different ways to get to it. So I know I've said in the past that I like to follow off of ball in hand, but in this case I felt drawing out for the angle would be better. Now I could just draw this back a little, but I felt I could get a better angle following it, just coming to the rail and back up. I'm a little off straight in. It's kind of pointing towards here. So I come up to a pretty good angle, and I look at ways to do this, and I've been having problems rolling balls we saw in like the second or third rack or whatever. So I'm gonna go low left and go 1, 2, 3 and float down for the 6. We'll see how that goes. There are multiple ways to do this. I like this shot a lot, as long as I didn't tag the 8 there, because I can come off that 4th rail and I come out, and it's hard to get straight in on this. I say that even though I get straight in on a lot of these shots, but all I have to do now is just play it, follow it 1, 2, and up anywhere in this area, and I'll be fine for the 7. Anywhere in that area, I'll be fine for the 7, unless I go too far. And now I'm snookered on the 7 by about a half a ball. This was last night, so I do remember this. I'm going on vacation next week, and may have a chance to play some pool. And stay tuned. There might be another person who has a YouTube channel involved. We'll see. I got this cool new jump cue, Air Rush by Predator. So I figured, why not try to jump it? All I need to do is make it. I'll have a shot in the 8 somewhere. If it floats up here, I have a shot in the corner. Otherwise, I have it in the side. All I have to really do is make this. I don't know if I've talked before. I can't do the sidearm jump thing, so I have to go straight under my chin, and that's due to neck problems that I have. I jump it perfectly and then scratch. And the ghost is tied up once again at 4. That was kind of a heartbreak because I don't play many jump shots. The main pool that I play does not allow them or jump cues or anything. So I don't practice them very much because I figure why if I can't use them, but need to start practicing more jump shots. That one should have been an easy just stop shot or a drawback. So here the key is going to be getting on the 4 ball in here or here. The way the 3 is lined up, it looks like it should be going here. So I need just to line up a shot in the 2 to get to the 3 to get to the 4. I left myself a little bit of an angle. I can just stun straight over here. Off the 2. And I like seeing that I'm doing this, is getting up off the shot when I'm not comfortable on it. It's so easy just to make a slight adjustment. But now, yeah, now I can follow this. It's a little straight. It would have been better to be like here, but yeah, whatever. I can just play it right into the rail and out. Maybe not exactly at that angle, but I'm coming over here now to make sure I check on the angle on the 4, because I've done that a couple times where I haven't really checked the angle and I just like, oh, I'll just get over there somewhere, and then I get over there somewhere. It's not the somewhere I need to be. Little elbow drop there that I'm not really fond of, but I'm not going to rewind it and look at it again. So now it looks like I can float this to the rail and out for the 5 in over here, and I can get on almost any angle for the 5, and that would be fine. I did it with straight top. I probably should have put either a little bit of right on it or hit it at a little bit different speed, because now cue ball is going this way. So now I have to basically draw up to the rail and towards the 7. Because of the angle I'm on, I don't really need any side spin, just kind of straight. It was like semi-draw, more stun. I probably could have got hit it harder, but I've overrun a number of shots in the last couple days on my table, and I didn't want to run into that. So now it's just a stun shot straight over here. Really anywhere on the 8 is going to be fine as long as I don't go forward. So stun, draw, whatever you want to call this one. Stun, draw. And I'm pretty much perfect on the 8. I just have to reach. And because it's an 8-foot table and not a 9-foot table, I can. And just bring it up here for the 9. And barring any major or minor catastrophes, this should be 5-4 me. And it is. Again, we're playing to 7. Quick drink break there. It's another thing I've been making sure I do more often in these sets is keep myself hydrated, because it's really easy to just keep playing them, and keep racking. All of a sudden you're like, something, I don't know how that goes. All right, issues here. The 3-6 isn't really an issue. The 3 does go into this upper pocket, or it goes in both corners, I should say. And the issue is going to be this 7 and 8, or this 8 and 9. However, if I can get on the 7 on a decent angle here, somewhere in here, I can come back up, maybe pop the 9 out and go. So until getting ahead of myself a little bit, but that's really the issue. I'm aware of it at this point. What I'm going to do is drop down on the 2 to make sure I get enough angle to get back on the 3, which I have done, but it's a bit touchy. My tangent line is sending me right into this, so I need to play either top or a little bit of like bottom, maybe with some right. Like if I could come here and out, that would be good, but the speed control is tough on that one. Instead of just one rail, I didn't really get to the second rail the way I thought I would, and now I'm on the rail. Easy shot, I mean, not easy shot on a 3, but it goes, and the 4 is wide open. I'm actually kind of proud of how I played this one, because I've done this before in videos where I've only tried to get, tried to hold it, and then I get off angle, but I use this second rail to, come down and up and get basically the same shot on the 4 that I had on the 2 last. Only this time I think I can just go forward on it and just kind of roll this way. If I can get to the rail and out, that would be ideal. If not, I can go straight up and out, or do it to the complete other side, which it was basically the same shot as the 2 to the 3. And then here I'm just looking at what angle I need to get on the 7 to be able to get something with this 8-9. My thoughts right now is if I can get, like, yeah, I'm in this, looking at this angle right here. If I can get in there, I can then play the cue ball off the rail and bump the 9 a little bit and have the 8. It's still tricky. The 8 does not go up here, even though I remember looking at it and I didn't think it went. If it does, I'll be disappointed. But I did get on a really, really good line here. All I have to do here is miss the 8. All I have to do here is miss the 8. I'll say it again for those aren't listening, which is me, apparently. All I have to do here is not hit the 8. What is the only thing I have to not do here? Not hit the 8. And I'm 3/4 ball snookered this far from the 9. There's no way I can jump this. Maybe with one of those trick cues, but so I'm looking at ways to get on this. I looked at like kicking here to here and try to cut it in the side, but then even if I would make that, I wouldn't have anything on the 9. I was thinking about 3 rails around, but I mean, this ball is now like this little tiny, it's this little tiny dot here rather than the ball. I mean, it's just, so I figure I'm going to lose this rack. Why don't we go for the glory? I'm going to do something interesting here. Watch where I hit the cue ball, watch where the 8 ball goes, and watch what happens to the 9 ball here. Spoiler alert. I call the 8 here, just even though it's 9 ball and I don't have to. Just in case it goes, it would be cool that I actually planned this. Off the point, double kiss the 8. The 9 was going dead in the side, and that's what I was pointing at. But it didn't, and I lost, and we are tied again at 5. Don't recommend doing that shot on a regular basis, but if you're playing the Ghost, you have nothing else to do, try whacking it off the point and see what happens. Amazing break here. If I don't get out here, there's something wrong, because there's only 6 balls on the table, and I'm going to start with ball in hand, and nothing is touching each other, and there's no issues getting from one ball to another. The 8 to the 9 is going to be the toughest part, but the table will be cleared by then. However, after saying that, I'm looking at this 2 ball entirely in a weird way. I don't want to play upper inside and go this way because I don't want to get over the 7. So I decided to go lower right and play it around 3 rails this way for reasons. Because I thought I can get better on the 3, and now I'm in this weird angle on the 3 where it's an easy shot to make. But unless I go back and forth a little bit of draw and come out like here, I don't know where I'm going to end up. And I'm bridging funny over the 7. This is just, this is not good. I had to kind of under slow roll hit that. Didn't like anything about that, but I got a good angle on the 5. And here I'm looking at going 1, 2 rails and getting past the pocket line of the 7. Which I do, and this is basically the same shot from the other rack where I had 2 of them that went in the side and had to play the ball up. This one I think I have a little bit more angle, so I'm going to follow this one up here is the goal. So 7 on the side here, follow the cue ball up. I don't think I want to go enough to hit it 1 rail. I don't know why it looks like I'm aiming low on the cue. Oh, okay, you know what? I did this. I called myself out 3 times now on the same shot where I thought I was going forward and I ended up going backwards. I didn't get very far. Ideally, I'd want to be here, but I do have an angle and I can get back on the 9. Here, I'd want to take it like here, here, and towards the 9. But I almost missed the 8, overran the 9. And I'm in a weird spot because this 9 does cut here, but the cue ball is going to be flying all over the place. Cue ball is going to be flying all over the place. I put a little bit of draw to cut off the angle and make it perfectly 2 rails in the right side pocket. I had to avoid both the side over here and the 1 rail over here, but I didn't think the 2 rail on the side on the right was in play. And okay, guess what? I'm wrong. Ghost is up 6-5, and Ghost is on the hill. I have to play 2 perfect racks here, otherwise I'm in trouble. Now this looks easy because the 2 is right over the pocket, but the 2 is like on this point. And if I would play, say, the 1 here and just roll forward enough, I can't make the 2 and hold for the 3 because the 2 is going to go here. The cue ball is going to be going this way. So I'm thinking, do I play the 1 over here and just follow the cue ball all the way down into the rail? And then I thought that's kind of dangerous because this whole time from the 3 ball on that I'm in here, I have no position. So then I think, well, if I do it the other way, play the 1 here, follow past the 4, even if I hit the 5 or the 3 or go past that, I should have a shot. And that's what I decided to settle on. It deceptively, it looks easier than it really was. Or I guess the layout kind of looks easier. So I do that, I go into the 4, or right on the 4, right into the 5. Unfortunately, I can't reach this, but I do have an 8-inch extension on my cue that I'm about to grab. I do play with a 3-inch extension at all times. Unless, and you'll see me take it off every once in a while, like when I'm near the wall or if I'm jacked up over a ball or something like that, just to give me a little bit better balance point. Or if I'm near the wall to not hit the wall. Could use a bridge here too, but why use a bridge when you can use an extension? I mean, you'd have to practice with the bridge. All I have to do is spin this in and leave the cue ball anywhere there and it should be fine. I did not want to be on the rail there, but should be okay. The 3 does go past the 5 pretty clearly. I look at it a couple times, but I want to just go 1, 2 rails and out for the 4. or just one rail out for the 4. I mean, it probably didn't have enough with the ball being on the rail like that. Probably didn't have enough to put any side spin on it, so that's fine. Now here I just need to get on the 5 somehow. I don't want to go this way because I don't want to fight with this. So I'm actually going a little bit stun follow with a little bit of right to go 1, 2 rails and up. Only I overhit it, and now I'm underneath the 5. Now, fortunately, I have an angle for the 5 down in this right corner. It's not ideal. This is not the ideal shot you want to be playing when your opponent's on the hill and your opponent never misses. So if you miss, it's automatic win. But I have to kind of jack up and play a little stun shot here and just kind of pop the cue ball over and make the 5 in, which I do. 6 to the 8, I need to go kind of a stun forward almost, where I'm playing the 6 here and just kind of one railing out. I have a little bit of an angle to play with. I wasn't really as worried about the angle as I was making the 5, but this works pretty well. All I have to do is play this up. I want to come off the rail and out, so I don't have to play this shot on the rail, in which case, when I do that, popping off the rail makes this shot a little bit more missable. But I hit it with a good speed. It did hit the rail like a diamond and a half up, but because I had good pocket speed on it, it went in. And if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, we are on the hill. It's Hill Baby or something. I don't know, blame AI for that one. So we'll see what happens here in this final deciding rack. Of course, I hit it a little bit harder. It's the final rack. You tend to hit the brakes a little bit harder, which is not a good thing to do. But this layout looks great. Like 1 to the 2 to the 3. Back to the 5 to the 6. I mean, it's about as roadmap as you can get. I do want to make sure I get a decent angle on the 2 to basically play a stop shot on the 3 to be able to come back for the 5. So this is just going to be maybe a stun and a little bit of drawback. Kind of wind up here maybe. This is even better. I'm a little bit further up. I'm actually on the other side of the pocket line. I think that's about a straight line, which is good because I can come out here and over to here. I could maybe even leave it here and try to play the 3 around this way, but that's kind of dangerous. So I think I'm going to just play it straight to the rail and out. And then I wanted to cross this pocket line so I could draw it this way, which I did. So I'm good here. And as long as I don't get straight in on the 5, even if I get straight in on the 5, you know, there's almost no angle that I can get on the 5 that's not good to get on the 6 unless I have no shot. So this is really good. You'll see me do these shots a lot. I do a little bit of left spin and some draw, and I just draw 2 rails out straight towards the 6. However, and here it comes. As I said earlier, I've been overrunning shots on my table lately for unknown reasons. I usually got the speed dialed in pretty good. And I hit that one weird to the pocket and not draw and more spin, and now I'm completely snookered behind this 7. And I'm cursing and swearing and pointing and complaining, and I think I'm saying I could be anywhere in here and I would have a shot in the 6, and instead, maybe not anywhere in there. Instead, I leave myself in the only spot I don't have a shot. There's only one shot here. It's to kick at it and hope. Because if I miss, the game's over, and if I make this, I need to get on a shot. I have to make it. And I don't make it. I almost make the 9. Almost scratch. Throw my arms up in the air. And the ghost wins 7 to 6. What can I say? I've been struggling lately, and I don't know what it is. There's, as you saw in this match, there's key shots here and there that either I lose focus or I'm just not thinking of the right shot. I got to figure it out. It'll happen. That's what practice and pool, and that's what this crazy game that we're trying to hit this little 1 millimeter dot on a ball and then chase around the table. That's what we do and why we do it, for love of the game, maybe. That has to be it. But anyway, Ghost got me. Somebody mentioned, you only post videos where you win. Here we go. I did not win. Look for my revenge in set number 2. I'm going to go record that right now. Until then, like, subscribe. I've been enjoying the engagement lately. Leave me a comment. In these shots, let me know what I've been doing wrong. In fact, I'll start the next video asking for that. Because I think it's really easy to just sit there and watch a video and not comment on it unless somebody goes, hey, what do you guys think? What would you do here? And maybe I'll do some of that in the next video. But till then, subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And we'll see you next time.